Arsene Wenger is running out of excuses. He can no longer point to his record of Champions League qualification. Hopes of ending the season on a high with another FA Cup triumph have been dashed. Arsenal's season hinges on the Carabao Cup and Europa League, but given the capitulation at Bournemouth, it is difficult to see them going the distance in either competition, never mind the top four. Arsenal are not even the fifth best team in the country and their best players want out. Wenger is not kidding anyone anymore. Arsene Wenger is running out of excuses at Arsenal. He is not kidding anyone anymore. What we are seeing with Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil is that top players no longer view Arsenal as an attractive prospect, a place where they can become champions. Arsenal have fallen behind the Manchester clubs, Liverpool and Chelsea. Even with Sanchez and Ozil wanting to leave, the club could have saved face by tying down Jack Wilshere, but he must feel insulted by the terms offered to him. You do not give a pay cut to a player who is rediscovering his best form. I am surprised that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang would want to join a club in such a state. Even if he does sign, Arsenal are still yet to address the frailties in their defense or their soft center in midfield. Top players Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil no longer view Arsenal as an attractive prospect. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang wanting to join a club in such a state comes as a surprise. If you are an Arsenal fan paying top dollar for tickets, you would expect a team who are battling for the title, not a team struggling to get into the Champions League. Jamie Redknapp wrote in The Verdict that this is the worst Arsenal team he can remember, and it is hard to disagree. Wenger has got himself into this mess by allowing his three best players to enter the last year of their contracts at the same time. The problem ultimately lies with the Arsenal board for allowing this to continue. For at least a decade now, the club have been regressing. The problem ultimately lies with the Gunners board for allowing this to continue this long. Last season should have been a wake-up call, but instead of re-emerging as genuine title contenders, the ship has kept sinking. At what point do the board realize enough is enough? There may have been a raft of appointments behind the scenes this season, but I do not see Wenger's power being diminished. Until he goes, there is no way any real structural change can take place. When Wenger took over in October 1996, Arsenal had finished fifth. In his first few seasons he revolutionized both the club and the Premier League. After the Invincibles season of 2003 April, he could never have imagined how bad things would get. Wenger is in real danger of leaving the club in a worse position than when he found it. After the 2003-2004 Invincibles season, he could never have imagined how bad things would get.